Good morning. Hi, it's Bentley's mom, and today we're going over chapter 11, lesson 1, and we're doing statistics this chapter. So the first one is mean, and I'm going to show you some notes I made. And so you can see it closer. So these are the main statistics we're going to be learning: mean, median, and mode and range. Today we're just doing the top one, which is mean. What mean is, it's the average. So what you do is you take the data set, you get it from a graph or whatever information they give you, you write out all the numbers, you add them up, and then you divide by how many numbers there are. Okay, and there's an example, and these notes are good. Now, say hi, Bentley. Hi. Okay, then set it up. Okay, there we go. So I'll move that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the guided practice problems, just because of time. So I'm on number 1 on page 812, the guided practice, and they give you a dot plot. So what you have to do is you have to look at the dot plot and get your data from the dot plot. So for number 1 on the guided practice, there's a dot, there's a number line, and there's a dot by a 5. So there's 1 5 in our data set. And then there's no dots on 6. There's 3 dots on 7. So what that means is that there's 3 7s in our data set. And then there's 2 on 8, and there's none on 9 or 10. So this is our data set. So the first thing you want to do, especially when you're finding mean, median, and mode, is you want to list your data, and you want to list it in order from least to greatest. So here's my data. So what you do is we're going to add all these up. Okay, first, and then we're going to divide by how many numbers there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so and again here you can do 7 times 3, which is 21, plus 16, plus 5, and you get we get 42, and then 42 divided by 6 gives us 7. Okay, and that's the mean. Okay, so this number at the end, a lot of times it's a decimal. It's not always a whole number. So if you get 7.2, or something like that, that's perfectly fine. Just write the exact number you get. Okay, now number 2 is a little bit different. I'm still in the guided practice. Okay, so for number 2, it says the table shows the greatest depths of 4 of the 5 oceans in the world. So they gave us a Pacific Ocean, which is 10.92 depth in kilometers, and then Atlantic, which is 9.22, Indian, which is 7.46, Arctic, which is 5.63, and then Southern, which is actually what they're asking us. We don't know what Southern is. I'm going to use the variable X to represent the question mark. And you could use S, or you could use whatever you want. I like to use X. So it says, find the average. So the average is actually, they gave that to you, 8.094. So after we divide this by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, all of this is going to equal, actually I need to rewrite it again. It's going to equal 8.094, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is just simplify this part, because we have to add all these first. That's why I put the parentheses around it, and then you divide by 5. So when you add all that, you get 10.92 plus 9.22 plus 7.46 plus 5.63, and I get 33.23. And the only one we couldn't add into that was the Southern one, which is what we're missing. And we're going to divide this by 5, okay, and that's going to give us our average, or our mean, which is 8.094. So the first thing I'm going to do, because I want to get this X by itself, is I want to get rid of this 5. So what I'm going to try to do is to get X by itself, I'm going to take this 5 and move it over to the other side and then this 33.23 and move it up to the other side. So how you do that, it's you're undoing the equation, so you're basically working backwards. And this is what algebra is. So this is a division sign. So what you do is the opposite or inverse operation. So if this is being divided by 5, you do the opposite, which is multiply by 5. And then whatever you do to this side, you have to do the same thing to this side. So we're going to multiply this side also by 5. Now what happens here is those cross cancel, and that's what we wanted. We wanted those to cancel. So I'm left with 33.23 plus x equals, and now I'm going to do 8.094 times 5, and I get 40.47. Okay, now to get x by itself, this is addition, so you do the inverse or opposite operation, which is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 33.23, and then whatever I do to this side of the equation, I have to do to this side of the equation, so it stays equal. Those cancel, which is what we wanted, and we're left with x by itself, and then 40.47 minus 33.23 is 7.24. Okay, and that would be the missing number here. All right, do you want to stop it real quick and then we'll start again?
Yeah, sure.